Okay, our participants tonight in this debate, Sanjay Kaul is joining us in New Delhi. We're also joined by Meenakshi Lekhi, senior lawyer and senior BJP leader. Aslam Ghoni, leader of the National Conference and political advisor to Dr. Farooq Abdullah. Shabnam Lone, senior lawyer, joining us from senior lawyer in the Supreme Court from Delhi tonight. My first question is to Sheikh Abdul Rashid, who is the independent MLA of the J&K Assembly, which moved that resolution. Sheikh Abdul Rashid, what do you expect the NC to do? What do you expect the National Conference to do when this controversial resolution comes to the vote?
I think they are, as usual, unpredictable. I was expecting that they should have supported the resolution on the very first day when I moved the resolution. And let me make one more point clear. Your good self said that it was the whole issue started with the tweet of Umar Abdullah. Let me set the record right. It was not with the tweet of Umar Abdullah, but I moved the resolution on 29th of August, and Umar Abdullah made his tweet on 30th or 31st of August. So it is I who moved the resolution. And if Umar made the tweet, I was expecting that National Conference will come out openly to support the resolution, because it was purely a humanitarian issue, and it is unfortunate that till date they have not supported, and I don't know where from they are waiting for what direction.
Okay, Aslam Ghoni, does Omar Abdullah restrict himself to only tweeting? And when it comes to taking a position on this, you know, is he realizing as an afterthought that was an immature and uncalled for tweet?
I would not call it immature and uncalled for tweet. The tweet, in your previous discussion, I very clearly said that the tweet was just expression of a opinion by Mr. Omar Abdullah.
What opinion? And
at a stage when opinion that he said that, you know, what Chennai Assembly did, what the Tamil Nadu Assembly did, if it would have happened in Kashmir, it would not have been taken in the same
Sir, he's a chief minister.
Way as
he's a chief minister of Jammu and Kashmir. Does he not know the sensitivities of making a comment like that?
No,
let it happen now.
You see, sensitivity of the issue, I don't know why it's being taken like that. Sensitivity of the issue is, as I just now heard one clipping which before was being played, and I have seen many articles written by many people. That's my personal opinion that, you know, the case of the Afzal Guru, as it goes, probably it deserves a clemency,
no, sir, you have to take a, you've got a chief minister.
So why are they not coming out clear with the position?
Sir, you see, you
put that why are they not coming out with a clear position?
You put yourself in a situation. Omar Abdullah has put himself in a situation where today you are being challenged. Why aren't you coming out with a position on this?
Mr. Rashid, don't be impatient. You see, the party president, Dr. Farooq Abdullah,
not at all. You have taken 3 odd weeks to make a decision. When you are claiming that we have started this thing, you should have not come out with a clear statement. Why are we in confusion?
Please have patience, Mr. Rashid. Have patience. Please kindly listen to me. I would like to tell you, you are one man army. You have to take decision yourself, and that decision you took by introducing the resolution in the Assembly. But I would like to tell you that National Conference as such is a party. There are MLAs of the party, there is leadership of the party. These people have to sit and these people have to discuss about the further course of action and a resolution.
No, so that's the that's the basic point. Let's broaden the debate. Let's broaden the debate. 1 minute. That's the basic point, and I want to make that point to you, Mr. Ghoni. Mr. Ghoni, let me make that point to you. That, you know, Omar Abdullah is...
army, sir, excuse me, if I have one man's army, they have a general in their army.
Fine. Let me get the others.
Leading their army.
Let me get the others.
He has made a decision and he has made a tweet and they should have followed him.
Let me get the other. The question here is that should be a sense of responsibility of a constitutionally elected chief minister to understand that you cannot put out provocative tweets and say, it is my personal opinion, and then have your father in Delhi, Farooq Abdullah, say, you know, these are the views of an individual. He is an elected chief minister of Jammu and Kashmir. He knows the sensitivities of making a comment like that.
I would like to know what is provocate you in the tweet of
because tell me, am I okay? I'll tell you. Okay, then allow me, since you asked the question, though I want wanted to go to Meenakshi Lekhi and the others, but let me ask you this. Till Omar Abdullah said this, Mr. Ghoni, give me one example. One person of any standing, one elected, constitutionally elected person, member of parliament or other person who directly linked the two acts, the Rajiv Gandhi assassination and the parliament attack. Give me one person who did it. Did you do it? Did Farooq Abdullah do it?
No.
Did anyone do it?
Nobody else had to do it.
Oh, so he had to.
No. Parnab, listen to me, please. No. Nobody else had to do it because Mr. Omar Abdullah is the Chief Minister of the state and is concerned about the fallout which the state may face after in any case that execution happens. You have got one story of execution of Mr. Maqbool Bhatt,
you are
which
also
is still like which took us to that point.
Let me get in Meenakshi Lekhi at this stage. Let me get another voice. Sorry.
Please listen.
One minute. Let me get the other participants in. Meenakshi Lekhi, how are you viewing this? You also heard the points of view of Aslam Ghoni.
You want me to comment about what the PDP and NC leaders are saying or the resolution?
Both.
Okay. What I'm trying to point out is that resolution is completely a political process, has got nothing to do with the merits of the case, and are trying to put pressure. Any decision taken under pressure is violative of the Constitution, and a judicial judgment which has been taken on the subject cannot be reversed on the basis of resolution, because Legislative Assembly cannot interfere with the judicial judgment. These are two parallel bodies and have no business to interfere. That is how I'm viewing it. Number two, these people are playing politics and are with supple spines, and they will bend backwards to please the separatist forces only for staying in politics and nothing more than that.
Okay, Shabnam Lone, on both these points, may I get your response? 1 minute, let me get Shabnam Lone in. I'm coming to 1 minute. Mr. Rashid, let me get another voice in. Ms. Shabnam Lone.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
My question to you is, an unconstitutional attempt at putting political pressure on what is a purely legal process. That was the first argument put out by Meenakshi Lekhi. I want your response to that.
No, I don't. I just don't agree with that. What unconstitutional pressure? You see, the whole question is of parity. I have got great regard for Ms. Jayalalitha, but the question is, when she put up a resolution in the Tamil Nadu Assembly, it was passed. So if it is right for Tamil Nadu Assembly, on what basis can it not be right for the Jammu and Kashmir Assembly? One. Secondly, she is right in one context. The National Conference and the PDP definitely are playing politics. But for once, we, the silent majority of Kashmir, including the separatists and these mainstream parties, find themselves agreeing on one point. I think ultimately the resolution will be passed.
Isn't this the...
Of course, it will have no legal value.
Isn't this the worst
but
form?
I would just like to bring one point.
Isn't this the worst form of populism, Shabnam Lone? The worst form of populism, where you have to stand behind the shoulders of a person who tried to attack the citadel of Indian democracy in order to get a few political brownie points. Isn't this the worst and most dangerous form of populism?
Just a minute, sir. Please.
We are not on the merits of the case, Arnab, but I would just like to point out one very important aspect that has not been taken account of. Let us go on Article 72. The powers of the President to grant presidential reprieve, that is commuting a sentence or granting reprieve. Is the BJP trying to rewrite the Constitution in saying that the President should not or cannot grant clemency to Afzal Guru? This is a discretion of the President under Article 72, and it has been summed up very aptly by a report of the Law Commission dated 1967, Volume 1, in which the parameters have been set out why it is necessary to grant reprieve or to have this power of reprieve for the President on this basis.
No, besides politics. Besides politics.
First of all.
1 minute.
No, kindly listen to me, Arnab. Just give me one point.
Hello?
Because these points are very important. why the power has been granted to the president to grant reprieve.
No, that is
courts are invariably burdened by the
question is
evidence
on
that is put up before them.
Lone,
and sometimes the evidence is not adequate.
This is all the worst form of populist competitive politics. You know, a number of parties now will then choose, you know, the most provocative way of trying to get a few political brownie points. I think it's quite obvious here. I don't know why you are denying it. Obviously, each political party
is not like that, Mr. Arnab. Please,
well,
try to understand one thing, sir. If Assembly passes a resolution, they have a right to do that, and they can use sense of the House. It is not binding on the President.
It's also, sir, it's also about the responsibility of an elected Chief Minister. Let me get in Sanjay Kaul, who hasn't spoken yet. I think, Sanjay Kaul, I'd like you to respond to some of the points you've heard here, especially what Shabnam Lone just said.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think it would be a little naive on our part to imagine that Mr. Omar Abdullah was completely unaware of what he was attempting to do. And, you know, I'd like to bring in a ring of conspiracy into this whole thing, because you must understand that all the players in this game actually want the same end result. So really this resolution is a decoy resolution. It's an advance party for all the people concerned. Oh. And, you know, I don't know why Mr. Rashid is constantly asking the NC to make their position clear. As you can see from the various spokesperson and even the gentleman on the show, they're already arguing basically for the same case. So the question to ask, and you know, I really miss the Congress here, is whether this is entirely being done on behalf of the Congress through the NC as a proxy mechanism. The other questions that are being brought up are, of course, the legal aspects of it are all very valid. But if the point is that you're trying to push the envelope, you're trying to force the case, you're basically trying to say that, you know, we have other reasons for why Mr. Guru must be provided a reprieve. That is the question. Let the law hold. Let it take its own course. Why are you pushing the envelope on this case?
Give me a minute to react, sir.
Go on, Mr. Rashid.
Give me a minute, please.
Go on, Mr. Rashid.
Yeah. One thing is that what crime has Omar Abdullah done if he has made a tweet? He has done a right thing, but the only problem is that he has not stood by his commitment which we made through the tweet. Number one, and if Assembly passes a resolution, we have every right to make an appeal to the President to give the President the sense of the House. Then it is prerogative of the President if he accepts it or not. So I think it is absolutely constitutional. The Constitution which has provided provision for hanging of a person has kept provision for the clemency.
Mr. Rashid,
when Sanjay Kaul,
Mr. Rashid, isn't it, Mr. Rashid, isn't it
something like a proxy thing? I don't think it is like that.
No, isn't it
Congress do like that?
No, isn't
it is a question related to the emotions of the people.
Mr. Rashid,
saving somebody's life.
Is it about isn't this obviously about politics? I don't know why you are constantly in a state of denial. All the political parties in Jammu and Kashmir are going to vie over each other to attract the hardline vote. The hardline vote, the separatists, those who want, you know, support the separatists, to support this. Afzal Guru has simply become an emblem of the anti-democratic sentiment that is building up, and you are using this opportunity to bring all those parties which are against Indian democracy and the rule of the Indian state together. And unfortunately, Mr. Omar Abdullah is looking extremely confused in all of this.
If you give me a few seconds, I will. Sir, I want to react. It is very important. Please give me a few seconds. Sir, give me a few seconds.
Sir, you are using.
Sir, please.
You are using, Mr. Rashid. You are using a parliament attack convict. For political purposes.
Give me a chance to reply, sir.
Yes.
You have made your point. Give me a chance to reply, please, sir. When you say that political parties in Kashmir are trying to politicize the issue, it can be right. I cannot deny that. But as far as I am concerned, I am least with that thing. As far as separatists are concerned, the date from I filed the resolution to till date, they have not issued even a single statement in favor of the resolution. Number two, I need not exploit people. I am the one who made people to take oath last year that they will not pelt stones when interlocutors visited my constituency. So I am bound by my conscience.
Mr. Rashid,
I am,
Mr. Rashid, my question is...
So whatever I feel right,
Mr. Rashid,
I do that.
My question is...
If somebody is politicizing it, I am least worried with that.
Mr. Rashid, my question is more for Mr. Ghoni. Mr. Ghoni, you can either be a separatist or you can be a nationalist. If you support the man who attacked Parliament, then you are supporting a separatist sentiment. Can a chief minister, 1 minute, sir, can the chief minister of Jammu and Kashmir support the separatist mindset?
Please listen.
Yes, sir.
Listen, please give me a minute. Please give me a minute. Mr. Rashid doesn't allow anybody to talk. You see, what I would like to say is, you see, your expression about the whole thing, Parnab, with due deference, I don't agree. The way you try to nail the people. You know, this is totally not acceptable. What I am trying to tell you, you say that you take either this side or that side. You come and see how much sides when you reach to Kashmir you take. You come and see how much sides the media takes.
Sir, you tell me on the issue, sir. Your party is trapped on the issue.
Kindly,
you're deflecting, sir. You're deflecting.
See, if you are saying something, Parnab, let me be very specific about one thing. You see, it is not the point. If you look at, you are saying separatist. The Supreme Court judgment, which confirms the sentence of Afzal Guru, even does not accept him as a terrorist. Please kindly go and see the Supreme Court judgment.
1 minute, sir. You are doing everything but answering my question, sir. My question is simple. My question is simple, sir. My question is simple. Omar Abdullah is a member of the Omar Abdullah's party is a member of the government in Delhi, sir. And Omar Abdullah, as a member of the ruling coalition in Delhi, can he support a man who plotted to attack the Indian Parliament, sir? You can either be a separatist and support it, or you can be a nationalist and oppose it.
See. There are, Parnab, if I tell you, there are then many big note of interrogation to be explained by our democratic system. I'm sorry to say it, but I am trying to tell you from the facts of the case.
So what
I am not on the fact. You see, once you say,
does your conscience tell you to support a man who attacked Parliament? Can you have a conscience vote on it and say that I will not issue a party vote this way or that?
Where is the question of supporting the man? Question is not support. Nobody is saying, even Mr. Rashid is not saying that you upset the judgment of the Supreme Court.
No.
Supreme Court judgment is there. There is a power with the president, which power president has yet to exercise.
I want to know whether your party and Omar Abdullah through this whole tweet started this all. Now he's trying to avoid taking a position on it. That is a simple matter as far as I understand.
No.
Knowing that you want 1 foot in New Delhi, you want 1 foot in power in New Delhi and you want 1 foot in Srinagar.
What I know till this time, please listen to me. What I am saying at this time to you is that the party has yet to meet. Party president is out. He will be reaching here by 29, and these people have to have a meeting. And after having a meeting, they will make their stand clear.
So it's very convenient.
It is not, this is what Mr. Rashid is saying, that we should have made it clear by now.
A chief minister who tweets in absentia. This is a bizarre situation. He tweets, but he will not take...
Why? Parnab, I have not been able to understand up to this time that what is bad in that tweet.
So my point is simply this.
Bad in that tweet.
It's an indirect support.
It is not. See,
it states a stand.
Tweet is never. See, if you just
so it takes a stand. It takes a stand on a person who attacked our parliament and who is responsible for the killing of all the security men on the attack on parliament.
Tweet says. See, Parnab. Tweet says that what Tamil Nadu Assembly has done. If J&K Assembly would have done the same thing,
so it's not a support.
Probably would have been different.
So it's not support.
It's not a support.
Then oppose it. Then oppose it. Then oppose it in the assembly.
What? Why should I? That's what I'm telling you. It's not for me to.
So such an important statement can't be Omar Abdullah's musings on Twitter. Omar Abdullah's musings on Twitter. It's a little superficial to do things that way.
No,
it's a serious issue.
Twitter probably. Sir, Parnab, I think you have Parnab put this Twitter totally in a different context. I even today stand by my word what I told in your previous discussion. I said it very clearly that look, This is a case where mercy petition is still pending and is yet to be decided.
So it's happening in the assembly. It's happening. The resolution is happening in an assembly of which
nobody is asking for the
state where you are the chief minister. No, one second. I'm getting different views.
We have certain position
I'm getting different views.
Because of that position.
Mr. Ghoni, Mr. Ghoni, let's get other views in. I'm going to Meenakshi Lekhi next. Meenakshi Lekhi. You know, it's a little bit more serious than that, isn't it? I mean, this is a politically, it's an explosive issue. I'm sure Omar Abdullah knows that.
You see, two things. Of course, Omar Abdullah knows that, and as I said, both parties are having supple spines and are trying to only win brownie points and bending backwards in pleasing the people. And one thing I want to make clear, when we talk about state of Jammu and Kashmir, every time, let me complete. Who are the people of Jammu and Kashmir? Who are the people of Jammu and Kashmir? People of Delhi do not say people of Jammu and Kashmir. There are people in Jammu, there are people in Ladakh who outnumber the people in the valley. And people of Valley are trying to control even the view of people from Jammu and people from Valley. So people of Valley do not have the voice of people from Jammu and Ladakh. That is one. So this misinformation which is being spread constantly needs to be corrected. Number two, Shabnam talked about presidential power. Yes. But presidential power needs to be exercised on what? One man who has not even filed his own mercy petition. The man is not saying that he is bound by the Constitution of India. The person is against the very democratic setup from where he wants to derive pleasure and get himself out. It cannot be permitted. The stance on terrorism has to be identical, be it the state of Jammu and Kashmir, be it from the state of Punjab, or be it from
1 minute, yes. No, I want Shabnam Hashmi, I want Shabnam Lone to respond. I want Shabnam Lone to respond. 1 minute, sir.
Needs to be cleared. Stance on terrorism needs to be cleared. Presidential power is to be exercised.
So what about state terrorism?
1 minute, Mr. Rashid.
Why are you not talking
Mr. Rashid.
Allow me to complete my sentence. You can't outshout me.
Let her complete.
Outshout me.
Mr. Rashid, let her complete.
Discusses the manner.
Let the lady complete, Mr. Rashid.
Then kindly give them a sense of logic.
Cannot be arbitrarily exercised.
Mr. Rashid,
Discretion cannot be exercised by the president arbitrarily.
Mr. Rashid, let the lady complete.
More bound.
There are many of the
discretion has to be more bound and under the constitutional mandate. It has to be under the constitutional mandate.
Mr. Rashid, 1 minute.
Discretion cannot be arbitrary. If an arbitrary decision is taken, that is against
Mr. Rashid. Mr. Rashid, you have accepted. Mr. Rashid, you have accepted.
It is the same.
Mr. Rashid, you have accepted. You have accepted on this show, Mr. Rashid. Exactly 5 minutes back, you have accepted, Mr. Rashid, that this is a political issue. In the application of discretion, and I can be stand corrected. I'm not a lawyer like Shabnam Lone and no, 1 minute, sir. In the exercise of discretion.
Because I have a human heart. If you will define it like that, I don't have a problem.
Yeah, human heart is fine. But
sense means that you are criticizing
all the people who have been killed by terrorists.
Sir, in the exercise,
they have been killed.
In the exercise,
for God's sake, you are not able to find one Abdul Guru from the security forces. You are not able to find one Abdul Guru from the state police.
1 minute, now I'm coming in. For a minute, 1 minute. For a minute, I'm coming. For a minute, I'm coming.
I'm sorry, there cannot be a human heart.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me come in now.
Human heart for terrorists. They need to be served the same dessert that they are serving to rest of the country. And they need to be dealt with correctly.
1 minute, sir. May I please?
We need army, we need police, otherwise this part of the country and the people have been thrown out and killed. How do you control them?
1 minute, 1 minute.
Have you succeeded in changing their heart?
1 minute, Meenakshi Lekhi and Mr. Rashid. I quote, Mr. Rashid, Mr. Rashid,
if you want Kashmiris to win hearts of Kashmiris, then you have to accommodate
Mr. Rashid,
I
am in the heart of Kashmiri, but appeasement is not the right process. Justice needs to meet its end.
Liberty in Kashmir. They are doing anything. Some are in uniform and some are
nobody is doing anything.
There are many Abdul Guru.
Nobody is doing anything.
I am not defending Abdul Guru.
I am coming in at this stage.
Whatsoever he wants, he can do it.
Okay, now
of the house.
I just want to say here.
Will you start talking about them? I want you to talk about the genocide of Kashmiri Pandits.
You don't call Jayalalitha as a separatist.
Now, one second, Mr. Rashid. Meenakshi, will you please? Meenakshi, may I request you? May I request you, Mr. Rashid, may I request you, please, kindly, thank you, please, sir, may I please come in? I want to just say to you, and I take this question to Shabnam Lone because it was first addressed to her. I think she heard the first part. The question is this. Talk of a human heart and all is fine, but among the consideration of relevant factors in the exercise of pardon, Shabnam Lone, such as length of a sentence already undergone, the prisoner's behavior, and involvement in other crimes, you cannot bring extraneous and irrelevant grounds which are political. There are innumerable judgments which clearly say you cannot bring extraneous, irrelevant political factors because they will vitiate the entire legal exercise. We have the petitioner, the person moving the resolution in the Kashmir Assembly on the show tonight, Mr. Rashid, accepting it's political. This is pure politics over the man who attacked our parliament. Isn't it?
Well, let you not put words in my mouth.
So you said it just 5 minutes back.
At the end of the day, this is whole the political problem. At the end of the day, it is political problem, but it doesn't mean that we
Shabnam Lone. I want Shabnam Lone to come in and also respond to the point Meenakshi made earlier. Yes.
Can I come in, Arvind?
Yes, Shabnam, you're in.
Can I come in?
Yes, ma'am.
You see, for all these politicians who are bickering, you see, kya gazab hai is zamane mein ek bhi sahib sarur nahi. The fact is, all of them have their own agendas. We know that. But my question is very basic. First of all, for Mr. Omar Abdullah, who tweeted it,
Shabnam Lone, does she not have her own agenda?
Is a great social communication.
At the end of the day, she has contested election and she has lost.
Tweeting is... Arnab, can I please speak?
Go on, ma'am.
See, tweeting is a great social interaction and it's the best communicator these days. I myself on tweet. But for Omar Abdullah, the message is tweet, then don't delete. That's exactly what he did. There's no need for the Chief Minister. He tweets, he should tweet. There was no need for him to have a run to the Himalayan look as soon as somebody from the BJP or someone else said that he had done something that was wrong. It was only due to the efforts of Times Now. I think you had saved the page. That's how other people came to know that's what he had tweeted. But the question is, again, I think we are jumping the gun. What is the legal issue on this? Can Afzal Guru file a clemency petition under Article 72 before the President? The answer is absolutely yes. He has every right to do that. Now, can any political party, for that matter, catalog... He
has not filed it. No, 1 minute. He has not filed it. He has not filed it.
Somebody has filed it. I said he has a right.
No, he has not filed it.
I said he has a right.
If he doesn't exercise the right, then what? No, if he doesn't exercise the right, then what?
Anybody on his behalf. Anybody on his behalf.
So are you saying the political parties on his behalf are... Then why don't you...
complete my argument, Arnab?
Yeah, complete the argument.
It's very relevant, please.
Let her complete.
It's very relevant.
I'm letting her complete.
The question is, the United States under Section 2, any person that you have a presidential pardon, and the Commonwealth countries, you have advisory boards where you have presidential pardons. Now, our president, can she grant reprieve to any person who is sentenced to death?
If he asks for it,
is the complete
if he asks for it, he is politicizing the matter.
Now please let me state the legal position. Let me state the legal position. It is the prerogative and the discretion of the president to grant pardon.
If he applies.
Why it is done so?
If he applies.
On three factors, Arnab. On three factors. One, sometimes the courts are burdened.
No, ma'am.
And their hands are tied with the evidence that is put up before them.
Ma'am,
sometimes the evidence is not proper. sometimes there is lack of evidence, and that is why the power has been granted to the President to grant
Then
this
he has
review.
to apply.
Now question is, can any political party catalogue it in accordance with their own political agenda? Let it come to the President.
This is subterfuging the legal system. This is Shabnam Lone. I'll tell you why it is. This is subterfuging the legal system.
Party, for that matter, say how on what basis can a political party decide
my point
that
is,
the President
my point is one minute. May I ask you, ma'am?
No, they can't.
Why is President not deciding?
Yes.
No, one second. That's not the question. Is this is a subterfuge of the legal system, because Shabnam Lone, by that logic, tomorrow any death row convict, after having been convicted for the most heinous of crimes, will say that I will not apply for clemency because, one minute, I don't want that last door stopped. I will start, a political process on the side. And I will turn from death row convict to politician by disguise, which is what Afzal Guru is doing. He's giving interviews all over the place. He knows that he has Kashmir's.
Are you trying to induce? Are you trying to induce?
Legally, she can do it.
I'm saying, aren't political parties fighting on his behalf? Obviously, political parties are fighting on his behalf. He's not fighting on his own.
But why are you forgetting that his wife has submitted the?
Why don't you let him fight his own legal case, sir? Why are you fighting it for him?
But his wife has already submitted a person.
Why are you fighting for a man who attacked Parliament?
In the Constitution, and
why are you and Kashmir's political parties fighting on his behalf?
Through his wife.
His wife cannot file.
Counselor.
No. There's a discrepancy here. Sajjay call one. I find this interesting because this is clearly subterfuging our legal system. 1 minute, Sanjay call.
1 minute, please.
Yes, Mr. Ghoni.
Totally. I think basically, we'd be wasting very valuable time on the show with these lessons in, legal propriety. But the point, because your question was fundamental, the question was whether this resolution really is attempting to actually try and subvert, and you use the word, I think, the process and take it to a different corner. But my essential concern is that basically there is no difference in the stands of all the people who are in Kashmir and who are ostensibly having different points of view at this point in time. This is a charade. These are all people who are in agreement. They all know what they're going to do. And to think that Mr. Omar Abdullah was tweeted and deleted, oh no, that was a trial balloon, and there are other people fighting on behalf of him.
You're charging
and I'm telling you, sir, you have to understand, all the parties in Kashmir are splinters of the original sin. They're all people who know each other. They're all been part of it. This is an insidious campaign all the time. Nothing is as it looks in Kashmir.
This is a charge which has been made. One minute. I'm not making.
This man is guilty. Like everybody. If this man is guilty, then the same treatment should be meted out to him as everybody else.
Mr. Ghoni, I have a right to ask. I'm asking Mr. Ghoni.
They have a right to do it.
I'm asking Mr.
They have a
Ghoni.
right to do it. They
Mr. Ghoni.
don't even need your permission to do that.
Mr. Ghoni, I have a right to ask you. This is a curiosity to ask you. Many people want to know, Mr. Ghoni. Please, can you please enlighten us? What is the view of... let me come. What is the view? Not the tweet. Not the deleted tweet. What is the view, the undeleted view of Omar Abdullah on Afzal Guru?
You see, I tell you one thing.
Yes, sir.
If you patiently hear me for a minute. See, the point is, the tweet has come, whether it is deleted or not deleted, you have discussed it. Rashid Saab claims that he had filed a resolution before the tweet. He tries to say that it was he who initiated it. See, we look at the Omar Abdullah's tweet. Mr. Omar Abdullah's tweet is an expression of opinion.
Sir, beyond the tweet, sir, there is life beyond the tweet. Forget the tweet. Forget the tweet. Forget the tweet.
Please.
As of today, 10:40 p.m. 10:40 p.m. on the 26th of September, what is Omar Abdullah's position?
Abdullah has every right.
Yes. Let me tell you one thing very clearly. You see, you are missing one thing. Barnab, you are missing one thing. You see, this is a resolution by a private member. Resolution by a private member. Normally what happens, you know the system of the assemblies and the parliament. Private members resolution has to be collectively considered by the legislature party of the particular party and make a statement, as PDP already has made a statement that they are going to support this. I told you at the outset that since
I want to know where Omar Abdullah stands.
Yeah, please, this is what I am telling you. You don't allow me to speak. See, I am telling you that the party president, Dr. Farooq Abdullah, is out of the country. The assembly is still going to be there. I'm not very sure. Mr. Rashid must be knowing when his resolution they are going to take. But the days are still there. He's returning on 29th.
Are you saying that Omar Abdullah is waiting for his father's permission?
Party has... No. Yes. No. It's not father's permission. It's party. Omar Abdullah is in party. Dr. Farooq Abdullah is the president of the party, and they have got a legislative
party. So as of now, there is no view.
The legislative party has to sit and take a decision in the chairmanship of the, preferably it's done in the chairmanship of the president, and in case president cannot make available himself, then the chief minister probably can chair the meeting and they can take a decision. You see, I can't say in one word that what decision tomorrow they are going to take or what they must be just now considering about it. But it is the legislature party which has the legislature party of the National Conference which has to take a decision. And after the decision is taken, it is not far away. It may be today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, you will come to know what will be the stand of National Conference. And that will probably negate all your questions. I mean, whatever you are saying.
I'm sure Mr. Omar Abdullah is somebody. I'm sure Mr. Omar Abdullah and your party as a party which supports the sanctity of the Indian Parliament will not do anything to support the man who attacked the Indian Parliament. I mean, that would be the expectation. You cannot have one stand in Delhi and one stand in Srinagar, depending on what's convenient.
I am very sorry. How do you say that this is supporting the person? It is not supporting the person. With due deference, I will tell you, this is not supporting the person. Ultimately, what can be done by the president? Accepting his mercy petition. President cannot set aside the judgment of the Supreme Court.
If he applies.
Yeah, reply.
If he applies.
And the death sentence can be commuted to the life sentence.
Well, we'll wait to hear what Omar Abdullah's point of view is on.
And in a society, please, in a world where you are living, where there are divergent, very strong opinions from both the sides for abolition of the death sentence, the people do not take it as a right thing. The people say that it is more cruel to sentence a person to death. Its deterrence has never proved. See, these are
this is not about the death sentence, sir.
You are just
exactly.
No, it is. What is it all about? It is about death sentence.
Then why doesn't he take a position? Then why doesn't he take a position?
He can
say yes or no.
Anybody.
He says yes or no.
Anybody has his right to express his opinion about.
But that's what he's not done.
You cannot shut somebody's mouth.
No, you can't. But that's exactly what we expect.
You can't tell somebody that just in one name that he's attacker of Parliament.
Sure.
See, if the apex court has held him to be so, but I would request you, Parnam, kindly, for God's sake, after finishing of this show, you kindly, if you ever get time to read that bulky judgment, kindly go through the judgment.
Sure, absolutely, and Mr. Ghoni, Mr. Ghoni,
sweeping statement you are making.
Mr. Ghoni, your party has over many years with many different governments participated in the central government and always said that it stands and supports the integrity of the Indian state. 1 minute, sir. An Indian democracy, and the symbol of Indian democracy is the Parliament of India. And you cannot have a situation where you support, where you stay in power in Delhi.
That is what I am telling you.
Where you stay in power.
I'm telling you that when the leadership will sit and meet to decide as to what stand is to be taken on the present resolution presented by Mr. Rashid, that will come out.
When? Tomorrow?
It's not that we can be decisive about it. We have to decide about it. No, I am telling you that Dr. Abdullah is reaching back from America on 29th to Delhi.
That by that time the resolution would have been passed.
You please.
Yeah, inshallah. By
I
grace
don't
of
know
God,
whether
it will be
be passed or it won't be passed. I can't say just
Yes,
now.
it has to be passed. Mr. Ghani, you have to come to the expectations of the Kashmiri people.
Well, you know, this has to go beyond a political dare. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm running short of time tonight.
Take their sentiments into the
No, I'm running short of time tonight, but this is more than a... This is more...
Give me a minute.
Mr. Rashid, Mr. Rashid, this is more than a political dare. It's about the integrity of the Indian state.
Sir, give me a minute. For God,
what is a political issue? What is a political issue? I would like to know. What is a political issue? Any politics has to move within the ambit of the constitution.
Take a stand, be on the side of Kashmiris and don't get Kashmiris humiliated more.
Well, Jammu and Kashmir is also a very integral part of India, and the greatest symbol of Indian democracy is the Parliament of India. And the person who attacked the Parliament of India cannot be the beneficiary. Cannot be the beneficiary.
I think
it doesn't mean that we are supporting the attack on the
Tamil Nadu resolution that was passed against the killers of Rajiv Gandhi, Sanatan and Murugan.
But who has done it? That is relevant.
We are not supporting the attack on the Parliament. But the Constitution which has provided the...
you should allow the legal process to carry on. You should allow the legal process to carry on. That's what one has always argued. Let the legal process... I'm running short of time, but I think I will have to give more time to debate this in great detail.
Has every right to pass the resolution.
Sure. I think no...
It is a prerogative of the president.
No one is
Gentlemen, for want of time tonight. For want of time and only for want of time, with a promise to come back tomorrow. Because you cannot tweet and then evade taking a position on it. You take a position on it. Is your position consistent with the views you've expressed in the past? We'll wait for Mr. Omar Abdullah's position. We'll wait for Dr. Farooq Abdullah's return. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. We're not going to try and push for a consensus on that. Just that Omar Abdullah should come out and tell us what his position is on this and why, and whether it is consistent with his being part of the central government. On the other side, we have much more news coming up. Only for now, until tomorrow evening. Good night and goodbye.